So in this video we're going to learn how to build an alert or a confirm button using using JavaScript. So it should be like this. So we go to our browser. Let me close this. So it should be like this. So if I click something, it should come so that when the user clicks cancel, it will not delete. Then okay, it will delete. So let's create something like this. So the principle we use in creating this one can also be used to create all other ones. So let's do that. So I'll go to my HTML. First of all, we need the markup. So let's write an algorithm for this because we need that. So create confirm modal. So the algorithm for this is we need to create the confirm modal UI. So everything concerning the HTML and the CSS. Then how it should work is this: when the user clicks, so of course it should have a message just like this one. So we already have so if we click on something, it's going to show the modal. So it's going to show two options, cancel and OK. So click of the cancel button, close modal. Or click of the OK button. Want to do what? Return yes. So invariably our modal would be a function which will have a promise, because you don't know how long the user will wait before the person carries the click. So why that is on, every other code should be suspended at least. So whatever code you want to run when the user clicks yes or no should be suspended. So that is a simple algorithm. Then of course we need to target. Then after we do that, then we need to target select the buttons. So you're going to get the OK button and the cancel button, or the yes button, or the no button. Then we're going to add event listeners. So add event listeners. Then on click of the cancel button, because of the event listener now, you should close the modal. Yes, you should carry the action. So of course this will be a promise. So let's start with the first one, which is, so we already have a form. We already have, so let's create a new one. So I will create a new one called modal. So inside this my modal, I have a div for the message. So I have .msg choose for the message. So the default message will be, because it's for the lead, do you want to delete this task? So that is for that. Then the next one, we have another div. We have another div of ATNs. So we have our button dot node. So this is the cancel. Then we have our button dot yes. So this will be the okay. So we have this. Now there should be a paragraph here. Because P is meant for division, not for text. Okay, so we have this. So if we come to our browser, click cancel, scroll down, you're going to see this. Do you want to delete this? Cancel. Okay, so we see none of this is working. So let's make this show at the center. So let's apply some CSS. So I'll go back to my to.css, just go down. Oh, I'm not using SAS, so more stress for me. So just call this modal styling. Then my modal. So I want to give this a width of 50 view width, then a height of a mean height of, let's say 40 view height, then a background color of, let's use black, then color by default to be white. Then margin should be auto. Margin should be auto. Okay, so if we do that, we have something like this. So now I want all this text to be at the center. So display flex line item center, justify content center. So if I do that, I'm going to have this. Nice. Then we want to change the flex direction to column. Flex direction to column, and the gap should be 1 at the end. So if we do that, we're going to have this. Okay, nice. So next we need to send this to the center. So this is going to have a position of fixed. Then I want to have top. remember it's 50 VH, 50 view width, so we want to have the top of 25 view height, so that means it will be half the screen. Nice. Then remember it's also 50 view, so we want to have the left should be 25 view width, which is almost the same. So this will look as if it's at the center, but it's not. So we have so we want it to be at the center, so the width is 50 view width. 100 view width would, oh, I use VH, no wonder. So view width, so that would have sent it to the center. Yes. So we have this. So next we have this. So let's make the text bolder. Dot modal B font size. Let's use 2 rem. Font style italics. Okay, let's see how it looks like. So we have this. So do you want to delete this task? So let's add some border radius. There is of 16 pixel, that is 1 rem. Nice. So let's have our buttons. So dot modal dot b dot button. So we have, first of all, let's do the layout of the button. Dot modal dot btns display flex align items center. I hope I'm recording. Okay. Then justify content center. Oh, let's design it like so justify content should be end. So let's see. Then of course we need to make this, the width should be 100%, so that way to have some room to stretch. Okay, I think let's use, or is the parameter I'm using? Okay, to see where we are, first of all let's check our class. So how is the class? So see, programming is quite easy when you know BTNS. Sometimes you should be sure of your code so that you know where to look for, instead of having some unwanted. So that should have worked. So next we want to give some left padding. So padding right rather should be 10 view width, so that it will come a little bit closer. Okay, so let's add some gap of 20 pixel, so that will look like this. Nice. So now we can focus on the buttons. So buttons should have a padding top and bottom of 8 pixel, then left and right of 16 pixel, then the background color should be transparent, but it should have a border of gray solid 1 pixel. So let's see how that looks like. Nice, but it should have a color of white. So we have that. So we need some border radius of 8 pixels, so let's be consistent. Nice. So the next thing we want to add is the hover effect. So dot button modal dot no, which is our button. So add our hover here, not a semicolon but a colon. So we want the background color of the button to be let's use green. So that means the person is on the safe side. Yes. Then at this point we want to unset the border. So border, just border please, unset, or I can put transparent, but that would mean something is changing. Okay, it's nice. Then the same thing for come down, change this to yes. Remember, I'll give it that class. Then we change here to crimson. So to show the user that you are actually going to the wrong zone. So do you actually want to delete? You save this. So you notice as you scroll, you have this guy disturbing you until you clear it. Okay, so we have the UI. So the next thing now for us to do is to now make it dynamic using JavaScript. So we need a function. So let's say function confirm modal. So this our function is going to have some things inside. So it's going to, at least for one thing, the message. So like it's not only to delete message, it can be a success message. Then you can have show buttons. So if you don't want to show buttons, so let's say this is a success message. So we can say this one will not show. So you say block deleted successfully, and that is off. So there'll be no buttons. Okay, those are the two things we want. So from here now we can start targeting this. So remember from our CSS, if we add display none here, it means our modal will not be showing. So display none, see our modal is off. So that is good for us. So then we can use JavaScript to add that. So what I want to do now is this. Yes, with JavaScript we'll target our modal. So let modal be equal to document dot query selector dot modal. So of course we want it to, from our JavaScript, from our CSS rather, we want our modal to always be displayed none. So each time this function is called, we want to change it to display flex. So modal dot style, remember, dot display equal to flex. So how do we test this now? So let's go to our delete. So remember, this is a function, and right now we've not called any of this. So let's go to our delete function. That's quite up. Is creating adding search. So here's our delete dark mode. So how do we do this? We do this serially. So this should be this search and delete. So that means we've passed it. Adding delete. So what said. So each time where did we add alert? Add an event tags dot. So instead of this, our default alert here, so you're going to change that. Then you're going to call our modal function. So we're going to have our confirm modal. We're going to have our confirm modal. So if I click on any of these, you see it shows. So we can start playing around with them. So one last thing. So what I would like to do is to make a red sign here, so I can easily come back to this point. Don't change my color. Let's use hash. Nice. So this will be showing on this trail. So I can just come down. So this has to be a promise. So remember how we create our promise. So let's make this a promise first of all. So remember how we create a promise. So we're going to add this. So let me convert this to a promise. So if we want to create a promise, we'll have to convert this to a promise. Remember, the first of this is select something like b equal to this. You have your arrow function, you have your new promise, then you have your function, then you have your accept, you have your reject, then you have your this. So it needs to be like this. So what we need to do now, if we use this method, it means we have to carry this function upward, which is nice. I think that is what I think that's what we need to do to save ourselves to going up and down. So that is what we need to do. So to do that, I'll change this to confirm function, confirm modal. Then this will be our accept and reject. So what I'll just do is to move this to here. Then I'm going to move this above. So I'm cutting that. So let's go back to our red guy. It's kind of small to see, so okay, it's here. So after adding this, so let's just add it here so that we know we are dealing with this. So inside here, I can have my dot then. Remember, response will get, so that is where we will run whatever code we want to run. If it's true, then dot catch. Oh, that is not nice. So let me pause this. Okay, so if we go back to our screen now, you're going to see this. So now let's start to interact with this so that we can JavaScript to either change the message and know when the user clicks this. So let's begin doing that. So I'll come back here to the function, which is here. So in here I want to target the button, so I'll come here. So let yes equal to document dot query selector, then we have dot modal dot yes. So that will be our yes btn. Then we also have the no, so I'm just going to change this to no. Then I also have the paragraph tag, remember. So the paragraph tag there, which is the p, so modal msgp, so we can do that. So I also have the msg, so in case I want to change that, so that I can pass from where I'm calling it. So I can accept a function msg here, I mean a parameter msg. So I'll target that, and that will be .msg space p. So we've gotten that. So that is all our target. Then what we can do next now is I want to add an event listener to the entire modal tag. Now why am I doing that? So that if I click on this, this console has a class of no and this one has a class of yes, remember. So let's go back. So you see it has a class of no, and so if I add an event listener to the entire modal, if I click on this button, it's going to show me if it has a class. Or so just like the way we did this our delete. So let's do that. So we'll go back to this. So add an event listener to the modal. So I'm going to do that now, which is modal dot add event listener. So I'm going to add, of course, is a click event, then the anonymous function. So we have our event object because we're going to use it. So what I want to do now is to console.log e.target dot class name. So let's see that. So if I minimize this now, because I use view width for this and for this modal, it's going to be responsive. It should be responsive. So let me return this to its former site just to check. Yes, it should be responsive. So and that is it. So so you notice that the text is not responsive. So let's check, is it text responsive? No. So let's fix that now that we have seen it. So go back to our CSS, the paragraph, we want it to, let's see if we can use view width. So let me refresh this, come here. So I'm seeing this now. So you see the text is kind of responsive. So that is it for now. So for more this thing, we can also add some more media attributes to handle that, but that is not necessary for this. Okay, I can do that later, but let's just keep our focus on making it work. Okay, so now we have this. So move to the console. So what I want to do now is if I click on this, you see it has a class of no, yes, no, yes. So what I want to do now is this. So the next thing we want to do here is, before we do that, we want to set the message in case there's a message. So set message. So if there's a message, MSG, so we use conditional rendering here, and then we want to do our msg.text content should be equal to msg. So that should work. Okay, let's use our ternary operator for that. So if there is a message, we want the document, we want the msg.text content should be equal to msg, then else it should be the default message, which is let's change it to, do you want to delete? So remember, the original message that is here is, do you want to delete this task? But let's just remove the task on and see if it's actually working. So if I save this, we are going to see now the text changed to, do you want to? So that is not going quite well. So I think by now this should be undefined. So I think the condition is making it undefined. So let's use, if it's not equal to undefined, so let's see. So we want this to, so let's see. So it's still the same thing. So let's do it one step at a time. So if it's equal to undefined, then we want this message to show. So I'll cut this. Come here and paste. Then I'll remove this. I'll put my column. Then I remove this. So this will be my semicolon now. So let's see. So let's actually see what is happening. So let's consider log our MSG to see if we're actually getting that tag. That might be the cause. When you click, so we are not getting the actual p tag. So that is modal plus msg. So let's see why that is so. msg p. msg p, so that should work. Okay, so let's check the yes and see if we're actually getting that. So we are getting the yes on. So let's check the none. So this is how you debug. You start from the known to the unknown. So I click now. So I see I'm getting the known. So document of modal. Since there's only one p tag there, or perhaps I had some extra space. Yes, you do. Then stop. Sorry, just a moment.
I started. The stuff between it needs that the between the increase to the last. But the thing don't increase more.
Sorry for that, it was my brother. So modal dot so just a single space dot msg space p. So this should work. So I'm wondering why it's not working. Okay, so let's repeat that. We need to change this now to msg. Oh, now I know why it's not working. This one here is one that is artifacting. So let's make this as our p. So it's good to always find out why it's not working. So we'll do that. P. So that should work now. So you notice you're getting our p. So now everything should work. So if I go back to my code, so thank you for your service. So what we need to do here now is, if it's equal to undefined, we want to do this, then else it should be msg. It should be our p, then the message that was passed, which is the one that's coming from the function, which is msg. So let's see that now. So let's see, do you want to delete these tags? I think that has not worked. Do you want to delete? So if msg is equals to undefined, so first of all let's see what our msg is showing us. Consider log msg. So our msg is showing us undefined. So if it's equal to undefined, we want to show this. Yes, so it's actually not meant to work. So if I pass in a text here, this is true, so this is meant to show, do you want to delete? Oh, it should be p dot text content equal to this. So that is going to work. So do you want to delete? So it's actually working now. So you see how I fix the code. So you start from the unknown. So I was only putting this instead of this. So I was running ahead of the time. So if I come to the function now, confirm modal, and I pass in, do you really want to delete this task? So that is what will be showing on the on the browser now. So if I click now, see, do you really want to delete this task? Okay, so we'll fix that. So the next thing now is, when we click on this, so we want to so if the class name is equal to no, we should close the modal. Yes, you should close the modal for each of the click. Then you should return should return something from, it should now return a response to the promise, so that we can carry out our action, that is to actually delete or not to delete. So let's do that. So what we want to do here now is this. So remember, all these things we are following from our algorithm. So we select the buttons, add event listeners, on click of the cancel button, close modal, on click of the OK button, return yes. So we want to do that now. So on click, so if, so let's use our string again. I like using string. This dot include no. So we want it to close modal, which is this. So we'll just bring this guy here, shift alt arrow down, and put display none. Then let's do that again, shift alt arrow down. If it contains yes, we want to also return yes. But now remember, this is inside a promise, and we have our A and B, which is, so we can change it to accept. That's not the spell accept, accept like this. Then reject. Now if you use reject here, it will throw an error, so we don't want it to be an error, so we'll use the accept to return yes or no. So what I'm going to do here is I'll put accept false, so that means the user doesn't want to carry out the action. But here I'm going to put accept true. So that is it. Then to actually see that this is working, so what we are going to do now, inside here I'm going to now put a console.log and say user said, and I'll just put a comma plus response. So whatever the user says, so the user says false, that means no. I've said yes. So let's put our error here. So in case console.log error. So I'll show you what will happen if the user accepts, if we should use the reject. So let's do this. So I think it's time for me to remove those anonymous functions. So this set timeout and set interval, let's clear all of that. Okay, so we've done that. Going back now is, so I think it's somewhere here. Okay, so I'll show you what will happen if I use accept, if I use reject and accept here. So let's come here. So if I click this, I see my yes, but if I click cancel, see user said false. Are you seeing it? I click, say user said true. So we can use this now to actually delete this button or not. So what will happen if I use reject here instead of accept? So reject, so just to show you, not that, reject. So the response will come as an error, and it will not be caught by the user said yes or no. It will just come as an error. So if I put yes, you see user said true, then cancel, you see user said it just came as a false. So but the action will not be carried. But if I choose this, user said yes. So you see, so anyone who you want to use, so far as you handle that with your .catch, that will not be an issue. So that is it for that. So if we go back now that we have done this, so what we can do now is, if the user chooses yes, which is this now, so let's make our last condition. So let's say if rest equal to true, then we want to actually delete this. So shift alt arrow down, move this guy downward, comment it out, then let's format the document to have the right spacing. So format, so nice. So that is what will happen now. So you notice now, if I click this, choose no, you see nothing happens. But if I choose yes, see something happens. So this is how we are able to create our confirm model. So you see that with this one now, it is properly styled. So come now, this is how it looks. See cancel, nothing happens. Then one last thing we want to do, so let's use it to do a notification. So the notification is, if I add a task, it should tell me that task has been added successfully. Then after some time it should close. So remember, we can decide to hide any of the buttons depending on this. So if you want to use it as if you want to use this modal as a notification, then you can come to your function here. So where is that? So this is the task event listener. So let's go to the top. Then we can add btns. So we can choose to, let's see how we can do this. So what if we just want only the cancel effect, we don't want OK? So we will leave that to the user to decide, but we can do that. But what we need to do now is, see, actually we didn't need this, but we'll use it. So of course, if there is, for the one that we actually want to do now, if this button is passed, then it will hide the btn. So now what happened, that this guy here or btn should be displayed none. So what we want to do now is this, we do a similar thing here. Shift alt arrow down. So if we have btns, and is equal to true, so we will now make this. So we have to retarget so there are two ways we can do this. We can also retarget the let's call this btn ends div, then we'll call this btn. Now in your own practice, if you want to actually hide just the yes and leave the no, so you can choose to hide all of this, but this one I want to hide all everything. So let's see if the btn is equal to true, then we want the, so let's clean this, so let's just write it from the scratch. So if it is equal to true, then we want the btns dot style dot display should be none, else btn dot style dot display so this should be btn's div, not the btn now, so btn's div, then the style dot display should be equal to flex. So that if you save now, you notice that the btn will still be showing, but in case I want to use it as a notification, then I'm going to pass it as true. So if we do that now, so let's test that out. So if I do that, I confirm modal, I come here, I put it as true, so you notice the btns no longer be showing, so just a notification. Nice. So it's not in this instance we want to use it. So what we actually want to do is to copy the whole of this, Ctrl C. I'll come to the point where I want to add a task, so add task. So where am I actually adding the task is here, so add to DOM. So I've added it. So perhaps after the reset I'll just paste that. So now I'll just add this task added successfully. Task added successfully. Then we want the button not to show, so we'll pass that as what? As true. Then because we want to, so if this is true, so no action is returned. Okay, this one was designed to handle. Okay, there's now an issue, it won't return anything, so there will be no response because there's no click. So how do we close this? By just showing that. So I believe we can refer. So there are much you can do with this, but I just noticed that since we are returning a button here, so we need to add that. So if we are to use this, what we need to do now is in our modal, since when the button returns there will be no click event, So what we can do here as part of the promise function, so after this, so what we want to do now is, if btns is, let's use equal to true, then we want to just return yes. So accept as true, so that will return a response for us, which we can use now in this other part. So we can use that now. So if it accepts as true, then set timeout. So set timeout, so after 5 seconds it's going to automatically close the modal. So remember, we need to target that modal again, so it won't be a waste of time if we come back here to copy that. So we need to copy this and this too. So Ctrl C, copy that, then we'll come back here. So let me reset, format the code again, format document. So what's happening now is, on its own, when the modal is called, it will show that message, tags deleted successfully. No, not here. So it's not here, sorry, it's here. So when tags has been added successfully, then on its own after 5 seconds. So I think I've removed that set timeout from the other one. Yes, so let's add that. Then set timeout, then 5 seconds, then it's going to look for the modal and hide it. So that is it. So let's give that a try. So once I add a tags, testing, so I hit enter, you see tags added successfully. After 5 seconds, that should close. Okay, it's not closing. Let's see what I typed. Display flex, so that is not. So if your code is not working, just know that there's a typo error. So let's do that. So let's do another one. Testing. So add task added successfully, and after 5 seconds it should be off. So that is it. So there are some other things you can add. You can add some animations to that, but that is just the principle. So you see how we are using this now. So grade assignments. So that is the next task for me now. Yes, task added successfully, then after 5 seconds it should be out of the way. Nice. So this is how we can use JavaScript to do many things. So this is just the principle. I've used it to show an alert, a confirm, then a prompt is something that is something, so it's like a confirm, but the person types input, so the person does not only click a button, then show spinner, modal. So a modal is like that one, it's like the hamburger menu that you press and something shows. So you see the same principle. Once you press something, the modal should show. Now for the modal, it will not show like this, it will show as a list of navigation links or that stuff. So the principle is the same. So that is how we call it a day for this. So please practice, and you find JavaScript very powerful and enjoyable. So that is how we come to the end of this video. See you in the next one.